Welcome back, Devin Fan, Black Mountain Wing Chun here with my son Napoleon. Today we're going to talk about the final 2 principles in our series of the 5 principles of Wing Chun from our lineage, Wong Q lineage. So the first one is going to seem pretty straightforward. It's called Dim Dim Chu In. So what that means is Dim Dim means point point. So you put those two together means always point. Okay. In this case, what we're always pointing at in Wing Chun, you want to think about this as pointing at your opponent's center. So here's my enemy here, just for this purpose of this exercise, my enemy, okay? So I'm always pointing at his center, because that's what I'm trying to control, okay? If he's fighting me and he's using Wing Chun, wherever I'm going, he's focusing all his energy on my center here. So as we're engaged here, I try to feel where his center is. That's what I'm trying to control when I come through and fight, okay? That principle is very simple. It will actually really help you, okay, when you're using your Wing Chun, because then all of your intent, not just pointing at, but my intent is on his center, okay? So we talked about in Shi Sao, just briefly touch on it here. My Man Sao hand here, when I make this bridge, this connection, I'm trying to feel where his center is. So that way, if he's giving too much energy in one direction, it allows me to control it. If he gives me too much energy forward, it allows me to use that. So that's why my intent is pointed at his center. Okay? Now, let's imagine Napoleon's a very mobile opponent, which he is. So here we are fighting. Let's say I'm just using this principle, always pointing at my enemy. Okay? So here we go. I'm always pointing. I'm always pointing. I'm always pointing. The problem is, if I only use that one principle, you can start to see what happens, okay? You might have seen Wing Chun fighters doing this before, where they're fighting someone who's using a different style, and all of a sudden, the Wing Chun fighter turns into this robot again. He's trying to follow this principle, but all he's doing is doing this, and eventually, okay, his opponent is going to outflank him, outmaneuver him, and attack. The second opponent can go away, I can't follow anymore, suddenly I'm in a terrible position here. Okay, whether he goes around or whatever, it doesn't matter. Alright? So, the reason that's happening to me there is I'm only using one principle. These 2 principles work in tandem, so I included them together. Okay? So the final principle means every step follows the shadow. Sounds enigmatic, what does it mean? Actually, it's very straightforward. Works to the one. That means this. Here I am, okay, using the first principle, okay, always facing my enemy. Now, as my enemy starts to move, wherever he steps, I'm following, not just pointing at him. Here he goes, I'm following. He tries to move again, and I'm following here. I almost banged his head. So, that's what makes those 2, you have to link the 2 together. So when you're fighting, I'm here, he's not just facing me. If I move, every step I make, he follows me. Every step. That's what makes explosive Wing Chun, what makes it aggressive, what makes it work. Otherwise, it becomes very immobile. Okay? So remember, not just facing your enemy. Okay? He's focused on my center here. But the second I'm moving here, he should be every step I make, he should be attacking, always following. Always facing the center, always attacking, always following to stay in our range. The second, if I let him get out of my Wing Chun range here, that puts me at a disadvantage. Now he has the advantage, depending on what he's using. Okay? Those 2 principles seems very simple. If you apply them when you're sparring, when you're fighting, you'll be amazed. All of a sudden, your Wing Chun will start to work a lot better, regardless of what style your opponent's using. Whether he's using Muay Thai or whatever, okay? It's always going to be better for me to apply this simple, put these 2 principles together, always facing him, always attacking, coming forward, following his every step follows the shadow, okay? You remember those 2, you put them together, and those 2, you always stick to it. Apply these 5 principles, make a big difference in Wing Chun. Okay? Thanks for joining us. That wraps up the 5 principles. Next, we're going to talk about specific applications and a whole bunch of other different things. Going to go back to some movement, going back to some footwork and kicking with our next ones. Okay? Thank you for joining us at Black Mama Wing Chun. Stay safe, stay strong, keep practicing. We'll see you next time. Thank you for helping me. Thank you guys.